we're doing this a little bit differently today, starting The View. Because right before we went on air, we learned the sad news that we lost an amazing giant in the world of journalism, a great woman. Her name was Cokie Roberts. The pioneering journalist, she sat with presidents and political leaders. She's been a staple on ABC News, passed away at 75 years old. Now, her influence and impact cannot be overstated. I mean, she's one of those women who you know her face, and you know when she's talking that you need to pay attention to what she's saying. It doesn't matter where you are in the spectrum. When she spoke, people listened.
She was one of those people, I think, that, you know, in this world of so-called fake news, you could always rely on her to tell you the truth. And we need people like her, more people like Cokie. She was always reliable and smart and to the point, and she had a great sense of humor.
Yes.
She had an easygoing way about her that was delightful to see in the news, because it's a lot of times can be very dire and sort of down.
Yeah, she really was the gold standard.
Yeah.
And a woman that I looked up to so much because, not just because of her role in television, but as a woman. She wrote a book with her husband about their marriage. They had an incredible relationship together. He's Jewish and she was Catholic, and she writes about their home being a mix of everything. And they celebrate every holiday together, and everyone was welcome in their home. She also wrote a book, We Are Our Mother's Daughters. And it's about not pitting women against each other. It's about loving each other for our differences and for who we are. And I just think in this moment in time, we need more Cokie Roberts, not less of them. This world needs more Cokie Roberts. And she will live on forever. I absolutely adored her. And I am so heartbroken today for all of us to not have her to listen to.
And her family.
Was too. And her family. When I came back to ABC News, she was one of the people that reached out to me, and it was so wonderful. And I remember during the Kavanaugh hearings, I was covering it with her, and we were sitting around the table, and I was very nervous to be seated with her, and she reached over and she grabbed my hand. And I realized I was going to be okay. And we covered it, I think, for something like 7 hours. And afterwards, I sort of leaned over to her, and she said, "You did good."
Oh, that's so
And
nice.
it was just
Lovely.
everything. And we were emailing back and forth, and she just sort of gave me that stamp of approval that I didn't even know that I needed, but I needed it. And she was there for so many of the women here at ABC News that just this morning we were all emailing each other, and it just, she's going to be really, really missed because we all looked up to her.
I remember her with Sam Donaldson hosting This Week, because in my house we watched all the Sunday news shows. And one of the things I loved about her is she wasn't precious and she wasn't sweet. She asked really hard-hitting questions in times when women really weren't doing that. And I always respected her. She was a road dog who was on every campaign, asking candidates questions in the forefront. I remember her and my dad going at it, and then off camera, laughing, shaking hands, having the collegial relationship that reporters and principals used to have. And she's just one of the greats of all time ever. And period, hands down, easily a ceiling breaker for women in politics and women in journalism. And I didn't even know she was sick, and I just am so heartbroken for her family.
Wasn't she just on TV recently?
And again, I respect our privacy, obviously, but it's a real loss for not just ABC, but as you said, journalism, America, TV in general.
She's what you call a class act. And she had a great sense of humor. Yes, we had some fun together. That's all I'll say about that. But we did. But we did. She's
a great interviewer.
Wonderful, wonderful person. Really wonderful person. And, you know, our hearts go out to her family, because it doesn't matter when you lose somebody you love, it's never easy. So we'll be right back.